I'll close the panel here on the left, and now we are back as to the default load when you create your first page. And I'm going to create a section with an image and some information on the right, and it will almost be a small little bootcamp session as to how you work and build within Breakdance. If you've used any other WordPress builder on the market, this is going to feel very familiar. And in fact, the developers of Breakdance, they are not shy to tell you they looked at Elementor, they looked at what people love about it, and they try to bring in the lovable part and get rid of the frustrating part. And we hope that this is also lovable and easy to use for you. Start with add, and I just click on the plus in the middle. And the first thing you have to bring in is a section. That is the first element at the top. The section is always needed. You cannot build anything on this page without a section. How you do that is you can click, hold, and drag. But in Breakdance, you can simply click on it or even hit enter, return on your keyboard, and it will drop it on the page. I'll simply click on it and you see the section appears on the page. Now I want to create two columns because I'm going to put an image in the left and some text in the right. Click on the plus again and I get the same elements on the left. This is never going to change. The elements will always remain the same. To create structure, layout, you have three elements: columns, grid, and div. And we're going to skip around between these three. The one that I truly love is div, but we're going to be using columns a lot because it is there and it's easy setup, so you don't have to create your own columns. And then there's also the option for the grid. In this case, just click on columns. Because the section is selected, it will drop within that section. I have a few pre-made options here, and I'll select this one that is a 50-50. And you can see this is very intuitive, two columns. Image on the left, I click on this plus, and then under basics, I can select here image and click on it. One thing that's also super easy to use is that once you click on the plus, your cursor will automatically go to this search elements area here. And what I do is I just type in image very quickly. You'll see that the image element is highlighted. So I don't even have to click on it. I just hit enter on my keyboard like that. And it drops the image element onto that area. We bring in a picture because this is an image after all. Select choose and this opens the library. We're not going to use these guys. And I have one just for this, which is the working man. And then select the working man, choose, and it drops in. Every time you work with the element, you will have these options: the basic layout of the element, then your design, your styling, everything over here, as well as some advanced options. These two are the ones that you'll be working the most with. Whether you are in a video, a text, any of these elements, you will find that most of the work you'll be doing in these two tabs. And then sometimes, maybe more than often, you'll be going to the settings tab. So just to show you something here, while we're working with this, let's go to the settings and we go to the image. And then you will see we can change the size of it, maximum width. There's an option. Do I want to use pixels, percentage, M, or any of these other values? I'll go to percentage. And the percentage is going to be the percentage of the container. And currently it is within this column. So I'll put it on 80%, and then you will see as I hover over the container, it is 80% of this container. Let's add some text on the right. Click on the plus, and I'll look for a heading. So I'm going to just type in heading, and then press enter, return on my keyboard, and the heading drops in. Click on it, and I'll triple click to select all the text. And you can see in the panel on the left, I can also type the text in here, and I will say Bob on the job. There we go, Bob on the job. And tags, this is going to be a H2. And this is very important when you work within Breakdance, is to use your tags well. And if you don't usually use tags, a lot of people I know don't use it, especially if you're a beginner. But I'm going to hammer this into your workflow, that you will get comfortable with it from module 1, and that you'll be using the global styling and settings so that your tags always work very well. Why do I use H2? Because it's a section. It's not the name of the page. It's not the main idea of the page. It's just the idea of the section. With this element selected, you can see that we currently have this box around this heading. I can select add again, and this time I want to bring in some more text. I'll just click on the text and it drops this text there. I'll go into my Word document and just grab some text here, copy that, and hop back into the builder. I'll triple click to select all, or again, I can just paste it here on the left. Control V, Command V to paste everything. I'm going to say Control, and then I'll say Command. You should know Control is for Windows, Command is for Mac. And there we have my text. Let's add a button. Go to Add, and because this text element is selected, if I click on button, it's going to drop the button below it. Click on Bob on the job at the top, and now go to Add, and let's look for something like a divider. And I'll type in here divider, a fancy divider, and I'll use that one, select, and because I had selected Bob on the job, it drops the divider below Bob on the job. Now let's hop on over to the structure that we have here, which is the navigation feature, and click on that and open the structure on the right. Select Collapse. At the moment, there's only one section on this page, and I can rename this, and I really encourage you to also rename it. You do that by double clicking on it, and I'll call it Bob, About Me, and Bob. The way you would like to write it, you do it your way. Unfold this, and within this container, there is a master columns container. And if you unfurl or expand that, you will see we have the two columns. So these two columns are not standing independently. They are within a master column. Old days, this was just a div and a div within a div, but this structure really helps you to understand what is going where. What you should note is as I click here on this section, it highlights the entire section. When I click on columns, it's going to highlight the columns. When I select this column, which is the left one, you will see only the left column is selected, and so on. I can expand all of them by selecting here, and now we see the image. All of these can be renamed if you need those cues to help you find it easier. So if I just want to go and change the text, I can select here text, and there you see it is highlighted. Because of this structure setup, moving these around is so easy. Let's say I wanted to take the fancy divider, select it, and put it between the text and the button. I can simply go to the structure area and drag it. And look at how quickly that is done. No need to try and figure out how to do it. You just go to the structure and you move it around very quickly. Let's collapse the two columns and do the same with the column. I'm going to grab the right-hand column and drag it. And just like that, we move the columns around. This is really nice. So I'll collapse and expand again. But on the page, you can do the same. And I do that also all the time. Let's select the button. And this little toolbar here gives you three options. Actually, four. The first one, it tells you it's a button. And you see that little icon tells you if you click, hold, you can drag it. And that thick blue line tells you where you can drop it. So I can put it below. What is that? The fancy divider. Or I can just drag it back to where it was. This is a duplicate option. And then next to the duplicate is the delete option. And those also appear here in the structure on the right. You can see we have the duplicate, we have the delete, as well as extra with open menu, and it will tell you what you can do. And we'll work on some of those as well in module 1. The important thing to understand is that everything is within everything. The button is within the column, and the column is within the columns container, and the columns container is within the section. And that's why this structure becomes so useful for you to get that visual idea of how this works. On the page, if I select a button and I want to go to the column, I can do it from here by just clicking this up arrow that says select parent, and I will get to the column. And then if I want to work with the entire container, I just select here and it will give me the columns container if I want to go to the section. In most cases, you can just click, and if you click within the vicinity, it will select the correct container. If I click here, you can see that blue box. I select it, I select the column. If I click on the text, it gives me the text. If I click somewhere around here, it will give me the section. And as I hover where? Here where the gap is in the middle, and I select that, it gives me the columns container. And that is how you can go ahead and select And it's not always going to work because sometimes your image is going to be within the column, like this one, and it's going to be difficult to select a column. And that's when you'll be using this arrow feature, or you simply select it here within the structure. I'm quickly going to do a little bit of styling. We'll go into that in more detail, but if I go here to Bob on the job, I can go to typography. I can change the color. Let's make it purple. Good. Let's go next. What is next is this option here. And that is, no, I see this is where I have to click on the fancy divider. And I'll go to the settings. I'll go to divider. I'll select the style. I'll make it solid. And the pattern, the color, and I can use a color picker, but I'm going to stay also on this purple here. And then make the size 3, and that's going to be the thickness. Close this one, and the width, I'll put it in 150 pixels, and you can see that's how we do it. To add space, select the fancy divider again. Oh, there we go. Hover near it, and then click, hold, and drag when you see that little purple bar appear. And this is how you add margins below or at the top. This is the only 2 instances in which you can drag any sizing on the page. No padding. You cannot drag the padding. You cannot drag left or right margins, but you can do top and bottom. You can also not add negative margins. That you can do all here within the settings. Let's go to this one over here, which is our text settings. I don't think I want to change everything here, but we can add some spacing. No, size. This is also a nice little feature, is that I can go ahead and let's put it on percentage, and I make this smaller at 60%. So it fits nicely like that. And then I'll go to the bottom, click, hold, and drag, add space again here. And then for my button, let's go for the button. I'll go to button, button. I'll click on text, so it's only text button. I'll go for typography. The first thing I'll change is also, again, the color, make it that purple. And then we can change the font. We'll do that later. But let's go, just make it a little bit bigger. Change the size. And there we've styled all of these out. What we will focus on a lot is how you create layouts with these features within Breakdance. At the moment, let's say I want all of these things to be on the right. What you need to do is you have to go to the column, and then from the settings on the left, go to layout, and you choose the layout. Do you want these elements to be stacked on top of each other or next to each other? And that's what these 2 options are. I'm not going to focus on these 2 at all. These 2 you will have to learn a lot. By default, it's going to be vertical. That's how you are used to creating a website. If I click on it, nothing changes on the page, but you get these new options. Just select the one on the right, and now you see that these 4 are actually in line with each other. They are next to each other. This is going to be useful later on. But for now, we select this option to stack them vertically. And then we're going to select align them all to the right. And within the column, they are going to align to the right. If that is what we wanted, we can put them in the center. We can put them back on the left. And if you feel that you've messed up, go to the left where you see the little dot. This is an indication that you've made changes to the default setting, and click on the X, same here, and it will remove all of the styling. In this case though, this is the default, so you didn't see any changes. But let's go to vertical one more time and look at vertical align. So if I want to put it in the middle, then I use this option, or at the bottom. At the bottom is actually pretty nice. This gap is spacing between the elements. So if I were to put a value in here of 50 pixels, you are adding 50 pixels between every element within that container. This doesn't work for us, so I'll go to the X next to gap and put it back on default, which in this case is 0. Again, this gap becomes very important in other design options. So to recap, you bring in new elements onto the page by clicking on Add, and you always need a section to start with. Then you add elements. You can add containers like columns, grid, and a normal column or a div. And anytime you select any of these elements, your design choices will be in the sidebar on the left. Keep your structure open on the right, and you access it here in the top. And this will greatly help you navigate around, also help with duplication, delete, and moving elements around if you want them in a different place. Selection, like for example, this fancy header, very difficult to choose it on the page. then you just go to the structure and you select it.